Alright, hey, this is War Dog from the Unbound 5. I'm here with
Dan.
And if you've maybe watched any of our previous boss rushes of Dark Souls, today we're doing a roundtable for Dark Souls 2. Just a quick discussion of what we're expecting within the next 24 hours. Fucking that great ass midnight release that I am really excited for. So Dan, gotta say, have you seen the trophies list?
I haven't seen the trophies list.
I'm quite excited for it. I have done or am working on a completionist run through in Dark Souls, and I've got to say, personally, I feel like Dark Souls 2, as far as the achievements or trophies, I feel like it's kind of easier. And reasons I say that are for trophies from previous Dark Souls, including that of, what is it, Knight's Honor. Fuck Knight's Honor. I hate that trophy. It's hard. I mean, I'm still going to complete it. I'm still working on it. It's just taking a lot of time, and a lot longer than I thought it would. I feel like there's also a good amount of farming, especially when you're trying to get like the Black Knight sword, or anything Black Knight, Silver Knight, any of those weapons you would probably have to farm for, either in
I feel like it's also because it's like a lot bigger list, and it's not as specific. Like sorceries, you know what you need to get.
Exactly.
But you don't know what classifies as a rare weapon.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And it took me a while to finally comprise the list, and some of them involve 3 playthroughs, like especially the ones that involve like using Sif's soul.
Yeah, one of them requires 3 playthroughs.
Yep, exactly. Or what else? Fuck, I think Gwendolyn's soul. I think that requires a couple of playthroughs. I'm not sure. Looking at the list now, but yeah, it's somewhat of a pain in the ass in my opinion. I mean, I really didn't look forward to. I didn't think it would take that many playthroughs just to get all of this, but it's what it really takes. I feel like the new list from Dark Souls 2, it seems a lot more concise.
Yeah,
and I don't think it'll take as long.
A lot of them look like progression, at the very least. Like obviously seeing the ending, or earning all the other achievements, or staying out as an undead, or dying for the first time. That's just progression, it seems. But like, you have a couple towards the end of the list that are probably going to be similar to the like almost side quest parts of it, like inheriting certain equipment sets or repopulating Majula.
Oh yeah, I actually like those. Those actually sound fun as shit.
They're pretty cool.
I like how they've incorporated that. It would be like helping out the Onion Knight for Dark Souls. That could have potentially have been a trophy, and it seems this time around they are doing trophies like that.
And when you talk to somebody, you'll know immediately whether or not there's something else with them that you're going to need to do.
Oh yeah.
It won't just be like, oh, is this a dialogue NPC, or can I get something cool from this person?
Oh yeah, so that part's really exciting. The others I don't find will be that hard to collect as far as trophies are concerned. Like the sorceries, I feel like that. I don't think that would take as long as Knight's Honor from Dark Souls. That took way too long. And they also replaced the trophy or achievement that required you to max out a magic weapon, max out a chaos weapon.
Yeah, now it's just a weapon.
It's just a weapon, yes, any weapon.
It's probably good, especially because the reinforcement system, it still uses Titanite, but you don't need the embers anymore.
Yep.
So it's still easy to do to find the right blacksmith, assuming they still have that happening.
Yeah. So that, in my honest opinion, I find that to be a whole lot easier. Now.
Oh, and instead of you have to discover each of the covenant, but you also have to max out one covenant, which is fine.
Which is new, yeah, and it's fine.
I'll probably do that anyway.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, for a couple of the miracles, it would take nearly maxing out a covenant anyways.
Yeah, basically.
So assuming that they keep to that, and some of the covenants
have good stuff at the end of it, which they probably will.
Yeah, which you would need for the
acquire all sorceries, acquire all hexes, acquire all miracles.
Yeah, so it's only self-explanatory that you would eventually max out a covenant anyways. So I'm looking forward to that. It seems a whole lot easier, and I feel like I'll be able to get for PlayStation the Platinum, or full, or for Xbox full achievements. Now, talking about difficulty, do you think Dark Souls 2 is going to be a harder game?
I think it will be because of the way I play Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and in Dark Souls you have to worry about running out of Estus, but as long as you have Estus, you're pretty much fine. With Demon Souls, even though you had the grass in very plentiful supply, which are very similar to the drop stones, you still died a lot.
Yeah.
It was more of you would die from being overzealous in one counter as opposed to getting slowly beaten down over time.
Yeah.
You're more likely to die on each individual enemy than, or to a massive enemies than to a just not having enough healing items to get to the next bonfire.
Yeah. And on top of that, they've also added things like PvP. You can anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, that's
all
also
the
a
time.
thing. But I'll be playing offline, so that really won't matter to me.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, I think.
Sorry if you heard that horn, by the way. That guy's an asshole.
I think they've also balanced it out a little bit more, as far as PvP and such things of that nature. Like talking about the gifts. One gift I know is hinted at helping you with PvP.
That is its supposed use, from what I've researched.
Yeah, I'm wondering, because I feel like it has to be balanced out some way.
Somehow, like...
You can only be invaded by people at your level. That's one thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't really present in Dark Souls. Also, there's a
for
timer.
certain people, but for not all of them.
Yeah, and I like the new timer for all phantoms, invaders, and
Oh, it's for invaders too. I thought it was only for friendly phantoms.
Nope, it's invaders too. Invaders have to kill you within a certain time limit. So it's a lot of cool shit. I'm excited for.
Maybe that's how they'll balance it with the seeds. Like, sure, all the enemies turn on you, but killing them might gain you more time in the world.
Yep. But yeah, so covered. What else should we talk about?
So speaking of gifts, which one do you think you'll be taking when you start up Dark Souls 2 for your first playthrough?
I honestly don't know. I was thinking about a healing item, but I don't know what the PvP system's going to be like, or how stressful it would be to be invaded all the time, or how often people are going to be invading. Because especially on the first world area, is everyone and their mother going to be trying to invade you all at the same time, or...
Yeah, we don't know how early you get access to invasion items.
Exactly, and I'm wondering, will I need the help? Because I was never too great at PvP when I was playing Dark Souls, but if I did get invaded, my mage was just strong enough. I mean, yes, I was a mage, so... I mean, the norms was pussyfoot for a little while.
And hope to get a couple lucky hits in.
Yeah, well...
But now it's that you can pussyfoot and try and kill them, but the timer might run out and you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. So... I feel like I'll be fine.
I feel like turtling is going to be very strong in PvP for the defending player.
You said what?
Turtling.
Turtling?
Like, if you can just tank up and like defend yourself for a long time,
yeah,
you'll either win or they'll go away.
Exactly.
It's not like in Dark Souls 2 where they'll just wait you out.
So, I mean, there's that, but shit, I forgot what else I was gonna say.
I'll probably take either Petrified Something or the healing items, just because I don't really need either. I don't really need anything else in the list, and if Petrified Something does something, then I guess I want it.
Oh yeah, and then there's also the inclusion. In certain areas, if you keep consistently dying while on your way to the boss, they've said that some enemies
might go away.
Will start to go away. Yeah, so that's another thing they've added, because... And I think that's kind of fair, because like in Dark Souls...
I can see it working, but as long as they don't feel like the enemies are getting weaker, like as long as they still have the same struggle each time, I'm fine with it.
I don't know. Like, I feel like getting rid of too much of the struggle, because at a certain point, it gets so repetitive, just running through that area.
But with the new AI, though, for the like enemies, it shouldn't be that repetitive anymore, because there's so much more... smart.
True, but I mean, if you're always running into the same enemy every single time, and it's always that same group that kills you, I mean, eventually it would only make sense, because once the struggle is real for such a long time, you get to that boss, you die anyways, you still have to go through that struggle again. So I think it's one way they're doing that just to try and help combat things like player fatigue.
And hell, this is probably an item that'll let you bring them back anyway. So,
because I mean,
some consumable. It's like, oh, bro, it's your bonfire. All day, I'll come back.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about Dark Souls. What they're known for is they don't hate the player. They respect you. They don't want you to feel like, and they've went out and said this. I've seen some of the making of Dark Souls 2. They were discussing how they want to respect the player in that they don't want you to feel like the enemy you're fighting is invincible and can't be defeated. They don't want you to feel that way. So they've tweaked things that'll make it so there's still that slight hope.
Yeah.
They want you to keep trying. They don't want you to quit. So I think I like that amount of respect. I mean, it's a whole lot better than like I Want to Be the Guy. I don't know if you've ever heard of that game. That pixelated hardest fucking game in the world. Once you die once, you have to start the entire game over again.
You mean Super Ghosts and Goblins?
I've never heard of that game either.
Okay, basically a long time ago there was a game called Super Ghosts and Goblins. You had like 2 hits and you die. You had to fight your way through like all the levels. You get to the end, they're like, oh, this wasn't the real game. Go back and do it all again harder. It was super hard to begin with.
Wow.
And if you die, you restart from the beginning of the first iteration.
I've actually
It
never
was
heard
known
of
for
that.
being like bullshit hard. No checkpoints, obviously. It was like, oh, beat the game with 1 life.
Yeah, and see, Dark Souls, at least they have more respect than that. You get your checkpoints. You get to
It's
try
hard without
again.
being bullshit.
Yeah. And see, if this game were full of nothing but bullshit, I couldn't enjoy it. There's just no way. Because
Try doing a no deaths playthrough. It won't happen.
no, exactly. I mean, in Dark Souls, technically, especially when you got to Seath the Scaleless, as long as you didn't glitch out, technically you're supposed to die no matter what, at least once in the game, if anything. So, I mean, there was always that. There's probably going to be something like that in Dark Souls 2. Potentially, yes. I'm really excited for it. I like the new AI system. PvP is just going to be crazy. And I mean...
What class are you gonna do your first playthrough of Dark Souls 2?
More than likely, I'm just going to stick to what I've always stuck to and do another Sorcerer. It's funny, like I said, going back to those videos I was watching, the making of Dark Souls 2, they were talking about different characters they would like to do, and most of them were talking about how they don't like to mirror themselves in the game, and they would like to play something that's total opposite. Like one guy said he wanted to play someone brave and handsome because he's not like that in the real world, because he was saying that jokingly. But the new director, he was talking about how he would choose a sorcerer because that's just the play style he likes to play with. He doesn't like going up front to these hard ass guys. He wants to keep his distance and block as often as he can. So that's actually my play style as well. I like that. I mean, it's an option. Some people, they call sorcerers complete pussies. They hate sorcerers and sorceries,
You know who
especially in
hates
Demon
sorceries? The
Souls.
people who can't dodge sorceries.
Exactly. So I mean, with that inclusion, I like it. That's just my style.
I'm glad they rearranged how the stats worked. Because, like, in Dark Souls, resistance was worthless.
Yep.
But now adaptability is awesome.
Yeah.
And how, your defenses scale differently.
And I like how they've, in addition to that,
Requirements for certain armors.
Yeah.
That's also great.
now sorcery with intelligence. The more intelligence you have, the faster you cast sorceries. I like that. That's going to be...
That's attunement, I think. But
Oh, attunement. No, you're right.
you're going to need both of them anyway, so it might as well be both.
Attunement, I like that they did that with attunement, because I don't know. I couldn't never decide in Dark Souls whether I wanted more powerful sorceries and put out more damage, or if I wanted more sorceries to carry. Mm-hmm. That was always the trade-off. And what I ended up doing in my playthrough was having a half knight, half sorcerer. I ran around with armor, a shield, and a sword, but when I went to the boss,
magic.
That's when my sorceries came out, yeah. Or PvP.
But now that we've got that one type of herb, and you can replenish castings, you can use sorcery all day long as soon as you get to the place where you can farm herbs or buy herbs.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I think the only boss in Dark Souls that actually forced my hand was fucking the 4 kings, or should I say 12 kings? Because let's be honest, there wasn't just
theoretically 4. More than 4 kings.
The infinite amount of kings is what it should be called. Fuck those guys. I got to the point where eventually I actually ran out of sorceries, and I had to use my sword in order to beat them. So that's the only one time I've ever had to do that. Other bosses, I just use sorceries. Artorias and BD, block, sorcery, soul spear. Fuck that shit. And yeah, that's some sick shit. I love sorceries. I think it's fun, especially when I play other games. I mean, usually RPGs, I'm a mage or a sorcerer, so it's gonna be my takeoff. What class will you be starting with?
I'll probably look at the starting equipment. I don't quite remember which one, but it might be a dual swordsman, just because I like the starting armor. And then I'll probably immediately pick up a shield and a bow. And the catalyst.
Yeah.
And I'll probably rotate off between, like, particularly what I can get. Have, like, a sword, a bow, and a catalyst in one of my hands. And then different shields in my left hand.
Okay.
And then just, like, use sorcery when I think it's useful. Use my bow when I can. Then use the sword for everything else that lives long enough to get close to me after that.
There you go. Interesting. Yeah. I think that's also awesome. Something you just pointed out. You can actually
3
have...
things in each hand. Finally.
Yes.
That's what I didn't like in Dark Souls, was how I had to have... If I wanted to play a sorcerer and a faith person, but still have a sword, I had to have one in my left hand. But now I can have all my good shit on my right hand and all my defensive stuff in my left hand.
Yes, exactly. I'm excited for that. And the rings. You can now have 4 rings. Double the ringage power. That's exactly what we needed, right? But that could potentially be overpowered.
I think they've probably balanced for it, though.
I think they've done... They're really good at balancing. I'm excited. This is one of the few games...
In Dark Souls 2, I would have liked to have more than 2 rings, but there wasn't anything I really needed.
Exactly.
It was like, oh, it'd be cool if I could equip that.
Yeah.
But I don't need it.
Exactly.
I feel like it'll probably be the same way. 2 rings I really want, and the other 2 I would be like, oh, well, that helps, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, that's one thing I like about From Software. They seem to make pretty balanced shit.
This King's Ring that you get an achievement for getting. Might want to wear that in one of my 3rd or 4th slots, depending on what that does.
I think it might be story.
It's probably a story related thing.
Kind of like the Cult of Artorias. His ring?
Covenant of Artorias.
That's a
cult.
4 Kings. Covenant, whatever. Yeah, Covenant for Artorias for the 4 Kings. Yeah, that took up a slot for me. It kind of weakened my magic because I had the Bellowing Dragon ring.
And then for most of my characters, it was I had my favorite protection ring on, and then that for that fight. But other than that, it was probably either taking off my Darkwood Grain ring or taking off my Wolf ring.
Yeah, and I'm really excited. We played the beta. If any of you get the chance, we do have beta footage, and it was really easy. But apparently, that wasn't the true difficulty.
It was a network test.
Exactly, it was just a network test.
And it was challenging enough to still be interesting, but not hard enough to make me not want to play it.
Exactly. But that didn't they come out? I'm pretty sure they came out and said that wasn't its true difficulty.
It wasn't. It was a bit. It was a network test. So it's like basically trying to get as many people on as possible to see what they could handle.
Exactly. And I'm glad they're doing that because I mean you do have too many fucking examples of people. A new game coming out, everyone and their mother getting on that server and the server shutting down.
It's like, nope, you can't get on now because we're full.
Yep. So it looks like at least they're preparing for that. We won't have another Sim Cities remake going on. Fuck that shit.
Or GTA 5 online.
Or GTA 5 online. So at least they're preparing for what they're pretty sure is going to be a fuck ton of people.
For the Horde of Undead.
The Horde of Undead, pretty much. So, that's something else. I like the new humanity system.
There's no humanity.
It's
human effigies now.
Well, human effigies.
You lose your life when you die a little bit, and then you can get it back with the human effigy.
Yeah, it kind of almost forces you to be human. Because, I mean, now, if you think about it...
Well, it was like back in Demon Souls, where when you died, you went down to 50% health until you used Stone of Ephemeral Eyes.
Yeah.
Or equipped the whatever ring.
But I mean, what I'm trying to get at is like, now you really have nothing to lose. It doesn't matter if you're human or not. You shouldn't be afraid to be human. You might as well, because without it, your health is going to be complete shite.
It's going to be half what it could be.
Exactly. And I mean, when I had humanities, I held on to them. I didn't use them because I knew somebody would invade me, use that black hand or whatever.
Dark Hand.
Dark hand. Fucking take my humanities and then.
The only time I honestly used it mostly for money.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really need to kindle bonfires, and I really wasn't summoning or invading, so I didn't need humanity. I just sold it to Framped for cash.
And
like,
see,
I could use a new level right now. Here's 100 fucking humanity.
Yep.
Give me my new level.
And see, that's the thing now. Now it's something you do want to do because you have nothing to lose. It doesn't matter if you're undead, you're getting invaded.
Yeah.
But why be invaded with half your health when now you should probably just stay human as often as you can? So, in a way, it kind of forces you into that corner of use it when you get it.
And now you can teleport from bonfire to bonfire from the beginning of the game.
Right off the bat. I appreciate the fuck out of that.
I like that. Especially now that you have to go back to Majula for all your stuff, which isn't annoying since I can teleport there.
Yep.
But, you know, it'll be useful. Kill my merchants will be there. It'll be more... I won't have to wander on the map for 20 minutes doing errands in the middle of a playthrough.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need to go upgrade this and go buy more of that. It'll be like, teleport, talk to you, next person, you, done. 5 minutes, got all my new shit, ready to go out again.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like that. It's kind of like a headquarters of sorts.
Hopefully there's also a dropstone merchant. Because, or whatever the life gems are.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to farm for those.
Yeah.
And if I'm the kind of guy who I want as many as possible. So I'll be like, I'll just get all of these, even though I'm never going to use them all.
Yeah, exactly. I'll probably try and do the same. I kind of like that, though. That whole ideology of... I mean, because if you think about it, Firelink Shrine... I didn't...
Like, it was cool.
Yeah, but I didn't have to go there.
Once I figured out all its secrets...
Yeah. There's really no reason
it
to
wasn't
be
as
around
fun
there.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're kind of forced to go back to Dark Souls 2's version of a Firelink Shrine. Because that's the only place you can
What's the
level up.
Nexus now, so it's like, okay, it's cool.
Exactly.
So how do you feel about starting out with only one flask? And having to find the shards to make more?
I love that. That sounds so much fun. Because, like, now it's not so OP. You actually have to earn the Estus.
It's not like, oh, I farm here for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, I can get 5 more of these.
Yeah.
It's, oh, I better go find these hidden somewhere in the world.
Yeah, this just adds to the difficulty in a way, but at the same time, it makes it interesting for me.
And torches are fun now, too.
And it kind of forces you to do more searching. That's the thing. Dark Souls 2, it punishes you sometimes, but it really does reward you in the long run when you actually search the world and you take the time to actually go around and find those hidden passages, or you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's awesome. I like that ideology. Now they're just encouraging it even more. That's all they're doing. Encouraging more searching.
Yeah.
So, exploring.
And torches are a cool thing. Playing with the light's really cool.
Yeah, torches
like, I know
are
in
fun.
the beta it was like, you walk into this dark room, and if you were smart enough to hit the wall, you could open like a window.
Yeah.
And let light come in. Or you could go grab a torch from somewhere nearby.
And light that,
And light the little things to bring light in there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I can give up my shield in exchange for light. Or I can find a way to put light in the surroundings from where I'm at already.
That's something I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to try and see if I can't find a sorcery that'll light that place up for me.
There'll probably be one.
No, there's probably going to be, but just like Dark Souls.
It'll still be a really cool thing.
Like
What?
I think
It was cast light.
Cast light, yes.
Or there was also an armor piece that gave you a light ball.
Yeah, there's probably going to be something like that in Dark Souls too. But
more traps now.
Oh yeah.
Which I think is cool. There's always one of those things where it's like, oh cool, a trap, but now that I know, like, it never usually killed you. It was always really annoying, but like, if you saw in the beta footage we had, like, open a door, all of a sudden a guy barges or destroys the door and tries to stab you.
Yeah.
If you're quick, you can react and block it, or dodge out of the way. If you're not, you're getting stabbed. Or a chest where you open it and you get poisoned. Unless you immediately roll away.
Yeah.
Or you have the skill that lets it just not go off.
It sounds fun as shit. I love that new element. It's just the game is just so amazing with those additions. It just adds to. I mean, it takes away from the staleness.
Yeah, especially with the new enemy AI and pathing.
Yep, backstabs have been changed.
So they'll not be
so appreciative of that.
I can finally backstab things now.
Oh my gosh, I
And
couldn't
post them.
in Dark Souls, and my character in PvP.
I can kind of backstab some things, but
I always feel pretty.
I figure I never wanted to rely on it, so I never really learned how to do it.
Yeah.
Same with parrying. It's
Yeah.
like I realized I would come to rely on it if I learned how to do it reliably.
Yeah, and aren't you able to? Are you able to break out of them now?
I think you can, but I also think that it's gonna be mainly if you try and do it, they better be alone. Because if they're not, their friends are gonna come over and stab the shit out of you while you're doing it.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
because
the
you're
other
not
thing,
invulnerable anymore, they will murder you.
That could, with the fact that there's a timer on phantoms, the fact that you can be back or you can be
hurt while backstabbing or parrying is like, well, that's the thing now.
That can kind of.
It's gonna be a finisher move, like it was designed to be, not like I'm going to fish for this and only this until you die.
And it kind of sort of can help gankers, but in a way, now gankers are somewhat not of a thing, because balanced out with that is the fact that the phantoms have timers. But I still feel like people are definitely going to fall prey to gankers. I feel like
they'll find a way, but it'll definitely be harder.
Exactly, it'll be harder, but
and depending on how spawning in works, like 'cause I know, and that's why it was so easy to gank in Dark Souls was because phantoms would show up in like one of two places.
Oh yeah.
And most of the time you could tell based on where you were when you got invaded. So if they randomize up where you spawn in the world as an invader, ganks will be so minimal.
Exactly, because like I had that issue in.
Because you're gonna reliably spawn in the same place every time.
Yeah, the Dark Root Forest, you would spawn right there on that staircase, and that obviously wasn't fair at all.
They know exactly where you're coming from and where to get in a position to murder you.
I would spawn right there and then immediately have an arrow in my chest. It's like, fuck. That's fair. Totally.
It's like, that's happened.
Yeah. So, a lot's changed. I'm excited for it. We're on our midnight release coming up. Technically tomorrow, but technically not really. But
you'll probably be seeing this either today or tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow or the day after tomorrow for you guys.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be posting up our unboxing video of Dark Souls 2 Collector's Edition.
Yeah,
we'll go ahead and record
that.
that
At like midnight, come back immediately.
Yeah.
Do that, and then I'll probably start recording some stuff.
So technically,
technically
it'll be Tuesday, but we'll obviously be uploading it. We have literally a little over 24 hours left.
I'll
until
also
Dark
be
Souls
uploading
2.
one more video because I realized I forgot to do that. That'll be a cool thing.
You forgot to do what?
Bed of Chaos, not on the channel.
Oh, Bed of Chaos is not on the channel.
I will upload that as well.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, my bad. I realized that when I was going to pull up the program we're recording with now. It's like, oh yeah, Bed of Chaos. Forgot that part of the boss rush.
It's not that bad either, because your Bed of Chaos run through, you only did it in one.
It's the exact same thing every time.
You did it in one run through. It didn't take you multiple tries.
I think I did actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because or at least when I saw you play it, unless I was on your own run through.
It was on this one, so yeah. You didn't see me record it.
So yeah, there's that, and comment, like, and subscribe, if you will. Tell us what you think of our videos, and we'll see you guys
in the unboxing video.
So, yeah.